Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Kingdom Death Monster with the Sunflower Field. So this is the team I decided to go with. Renezuki is, of course, going to go because of Tinker, and also I want him to have the highest experience, or be at least tied for the highest experience. Lily Black is going, mainly because she has -1 speed, and that actually kind of goes well with being an archer. Pretty much means I can just purely focus on just using the aim ability and just do a bunch of precision shots. So I figured that was a good fit for her. Aya is going to sit this one out. I did do some looking up on the reroll function that we have because of Survival of the Fittest. And pretty much the intention, it seemed to be, at least from the developer back when it was being made, this update was being made, was that any survivor that's participating in the in the area or the event or whatever can use their reroll. I think originally the intention was multiple people can use rerolls to prevent things like, the people wandering off and killing themselves if during the intimacy event or something like that. Though I think that was toned down because looking at Survival of the Fittest, it looks like it says now they must keep this new result, so you can't just stack them. But from what I can tell, if the survivors are there, they can use their reroll. So it pretty much stated like, hey, you can have other survivors, since everyone's in the settlement, you can have everyone use their rerolls to kind of prevent things from happening, which is kind of neat. So in the case of the hunt events, it's going to be just the 4 people involved, and that's about it. Anyway, so that's kind of the clarification I got, so I'm going to be going based off that. Anyway, so yeah, Lily Black is going with the bow. I did set Renezuki to have proficiency in axe. Hatate can't get anything. Lily Black is going bow, and Shikieki isn't leveled up yet. So Shikieki is just going to have the counterweight axe, and that's it. And Hatate is going to be using the paired guitars. This will make it so now whenever you're using a paired weapon, you add the speeds together. So it's going to be 2 + 2, and then -1 because of the speed. So she'll be attacking 3 times, which is still fine. She'll be sporting a bunch of armor and all that good stuff. So Hatate has 2 armor and everywhere, and she's going to depart with 2 survival, one from ammonia, the other one from hovel. Then she's going to get another 2 survival from the 2 pieces of from the gloves and the boots of the rawhide set. So that brings her up to 4. Shikieki is going to get 3. She started with 1 because she got named, and then she gets 2 because of the departing, the settlement stuff. Lily Black is going to get 2, and Renezuki is going to get none because he can't because of intracranial hemorrhage. And that is it. I went ahead and brought Shikieki because I want to get everyone a little bit of experience. A lot of times I try to get one person. What I usually try to do is I try to play the system because there's an event called Murder, and it tends to target the highest experienced characters and kill them immediately. And what I tend to do is I usually try to get someone that I'm willing to sacrifice, and then level them in parallel with someone else, and then kind of hope that's enough to keep my big hitters alive. But I'm gonna try to just spread the love this time and see if that works out. I mean, the main thing I'll probably still try to focus on is trying to level up Bo. Because getting bow leveled up tends to help out quite a bit. Anyway, so that's it. We're going to be hunting a white lion level 1 again, so same old, but hopefully we'll do a little bit better. We do have 2 founding stones, which is good. Hopefully we don't break all of our ribs. Alright, so with that said and done, let's go ahead and get started. I already set the order for it. I want to go ahead and shuffle the hunt event deck one more time. So there's the hunt event deck shuffled. I was thinking about setting up the AI deck, but there's a chance that the AI deck may change because of certain hunt events, so I can't really do anything with that just yet. Alright. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right into this. So first one's going to be Hatate. She's going to reveal the first white lion event. Scratching Grounds. Okay, it's this one again. Each survivor that investigates gains +1 courage and rolls on the table. Alright, Hatate is at 3 courage. Anyone close to? Yes. I'm going to go ahead and have Lily Black go first, and she's going to get 3 courage, which is going to get her prepared. So anytime there's straggler checks, she'll get a bonus. And we'll go ahead and do the bold event for her. I'm just going to go ahead and roll the 1d10 now. I thought about that for a second. And I believe that's going to be +1 understanding, but I'll check. So yeah, we've done this, yeah, +1 understanding. Took a little while for that roll to load, so I was thinking, oh, that's actually going to bring her to 3 understanding, which that's also going to trigger. And that's going to also give her explore, which is something a little bit different. So let's go ahead and go to insight next. You dream, so instead of the settlement phase giving you tinker, she's in the hunt phase. You dream before you, toiling silently, a strange creature with the imprint of a human face sculpts stone faces into the ground. You meet its concave gaze and wake. Gain the following ability and roll on the table below. Explore. When you roll on the investigate table, add +2 to the result. Alright, and then again she gets to roll a 1d10. So we'll roll another 1d10. 8. +1 permanent accuracy. Oh, alright. So she gets explore, another +1 permanent accuracy to add to the one she got from her age event. And so she is, yeah, she needs to become a sniper. That's what she's going to be. Alright. Now, prepared gives us +2 to investigate rolls, and what we're about to do now is investigate. So this is going to be 1d10 +2 because of her ability now. That was a really good result. All right, 10. That's going to get her that white line resource, or the lion claw. So we'll search. I'm half tempted just to make a bunch of like archers and see how that plays out. There's disadvantages, of course, but the idea of having multiple arrows and just debuffing the monster to death sounds very pleasant. Anyway, so that was Lily Black. Anyone else close on the courage? Not really. Alright, I'll have Shikieki go next. She'll get +1 courage. And this will just be a regular 1d10, because she doesn't have any special abilities. 6. Nothing happens. Alright, next will be Renazuki. Nothing happens, I believe. Yep. And then last will be Hatate. Nothing happens. So we only got one of them, but she's now up to 4 courage. Alright. With all that said and done, we can go ahead, since we had at least one person investigate, we don't have to do the random hunt event. Alright. Next will be Lily Black. She'll reveal the next one. Sea of Golden Grass. Fields of golden grass lay ahead. The event revealer may choose to avoid the plains and roll twice on the hunt event table before moving on the hunt board. Otherwise, each survivor gains +1 courage, and the event revealer rolls on the table below. So we either can get 2 1d100 events, or we can try going through this. If we do, everyone gets +1 courage. So yeah, we got that going for us. So I usually go for it, even though there's a danger of being ambushed. So we'll go ahead and get our +1 courage first, which is going to immediately trigger for Shikieki. She gets prepared now. Prepared becomes far less useful when multiple people have it, but it's still a chance to roll stats. So we'll go with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll for Shikieki first. 1d10, 7, and then for Renazuki, 9. All right. So this was bold, I believe. Alright, 7 is +1 understanding for Shikieki. And then the other one, that was 9, I believe, is +1 permanent strength for Renazuki. He has a massive headache, but he's doing pretty well. From what I heard, intracranial hemorrhage is like awful. It's not something you want. But then again, I'm guessing broken ribs and other things are probably unpleasant in their own way. Alright. So next we need to roll the event revealer needs to roll on the table. So Lily Black will roll 1d10. 8. You pick up the trail. Choose to move the white lion one space forward or backward on the hunt event board. I'm gonna move him one space forward, and then we'll immediately start the hunt. Uh, that pretty much ensures we don't run into any random events that can break our ribs and things like that. So awesome. That takes care of the hunt phase. Now we're going into showdown. So just like before, terrain, shuffle, search. I should have searched, then shuffled. One tall grass. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. 1, 2. We got Stoneface and Bug Patch. So tall grass we know about. So Stoneface, it's an obstacle, so it blocks survivor movement, and it blocks survivor and monster field of view. So that means you can't shoot ranged weapons through it, and monsters can't see you when targeting. And it's impassable, which means survivors can't actually move through it. But it has an action where if you move onto any, you can move on, get next to it, you do an activation and get on top of the giant stone face, and that will give you, with ranged weapons, will give you +2 range and +2 accuracy while on top of the stone face. Survivors on top of this giant stone face move normally on it and ignore obstacles when drawing a line of sight, and monsters may always draw a line of sight to them. So essentially you're taking the high ground and can draw a line of sight, but it does make you visible to the monster as well. And it has to be set up 5 spaces away from the board edge. And then the Bug Patch, it has to be set up adjacent to the monster. You roll 1d10 to scavenge. If carrying the scavenge kit, you can add 1 to the result. Nat 1 gets you 3 brain damage. 2 is nothing. 3 is you get a basic resource, and then 4 plus will get you a vermin. Generally, you actually want the random resource because vermin are generally, there's only one type of vermin that counts as a hide, and the rest are just vermin. And vermin are used for their own thing, which is usually cooking, which I don't remember if they've improved cooking or not in this version. Anyway, so we got that. So we have a giant stone face. And a Bug Patch. So the Bug Patch has to be set up next to it. And then we got this thing here. Trying to think how I want this set up. Has to be 5 spaces away, I believe, is the requirement for that. 5 spaces away from all board edges. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's good. All right. So we'll go ahead and get ourselves set up on this. So we'll put, and everyone else has to be 6 spaces away from this thing. Yeah, so I already have that stuff set up. All right. And the monster's going to end up going first. Actually, let's do... Let's swap some positions here. You guys can go like this. Okay. Alright, we need to set up the AI deck, so let's do that. Same setup as before. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Alright, and it's going to be the start of the round, so I'm going to move the monster controller down. I'm pretty much always going to move this at the start of the round, if I can remember. So Shikiaki will be the monster controller for this. Alright, so we definitely need to get that Bug Patch. And we need to get Lily Black onto that stone face. And monsters can run through obstacles without any issue. Alright. First round. Well, shuffle again. First round. Enraged. When this comes into play, draw another AI card. While enraged, is in play. White Lion gains +1 damage token per monster level. A damage token increases the damage dealt on monsters' attack profiles. When a survivor suffers any dismembered severe injury or is killed, discard Enrage. Alright, not the best start. I'm not going to bother with the token. I'll just keep track of the fact that Enrage is active. Terrifying Roar. All non-death survivors. Roll 1d10 per target. If the result is 2+, and is higher than the target's courage, target suffers 1 brain damage per monster level and knockback 6. Okay, so we'll start with Hitate first. Well, how's everyone's brain damage? That shouldn't be a big deal. So 1d10 for Hitate. 6, that is higher than her courage. Her courage is 5 right now. So she's going to take 1 brain damage, and then she's going to get knockback 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then Shikiaki. It's definitely going to get her. And she's going to take brain damage. And then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm just checking a few things. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I would have went back out that way. 1, 2, 3. Wait, I was set up here. It should have been knockback 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and then Lily Black. 3. Not higher than her courage, so it doesn't work. And then Renezuki. That he's going to take a brain damage. Boop. And go. Let's see, down 3, over 3, so I can pick the direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Is it knockdown or is it just knockback? It's knockback. Alright, and then perform basic action and target the furthest survivor in range. So furthest survivor in range, which is going to be Lily Black. Yeah, that's not much I can do about that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going to go ahead and make 2 attacks on Lily Black. So basic action is accuracy 2. And it does. Oh, also the enrage only applies to physical damage, I believe. I don't think it increases brain damage. I can check that. 1 second. All right, sorry about that. I just wanted to check, but I think it's. I'm fairly certain. I've always played it with the damage tokens being applied to physical damage, and I think. I mean, there's a difference between damage and brain damage, so I'm assuming that's what is going on. So, until I know otherwise, and as far as I tried doing searches for it, and there's like not really any questions about it, so I'm not going to worry about it, and it's not an FAQ. Anyway, so 2 and 3, the accuracy for the basic action was 2. She's in tall grass, so it makes it 4, so both attacks miss, which is good because both attacks will do 2 damage now because of the enrage. Alright, yeah, in this case, the damage token only remains as long as enrage is in play. Alright, it now hits our turn. Not the best start to be in. So, yeah, not the best start. We'll go ahead and move Shikiaki. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shikiaki can't do anything. I'll have Hitate throw a dart. She has her darts, yes. Yep, she has a dart. She doesn't have any accuracy. Alright, so we'll roll 1d10. Perfect hit. Shuffle, shuffle. First card. Beast back. Alright. Failure will really make Hitate give Lily Black a very bad time. Actually, that's another thing I need to check. 1 second. Never mind, I don't need to check it. It specifically, for tokens, the damage tokens, it specifically says on attack profiles, and grab is not an attack profile. Alright, so, Hatate, what do you got for me? 1 strength, and that's it. Okay, so 1d10 plus 4, because 3 from the dart. Of course, you failed. And there's no way she's going to be able to get out of the way. So do I let her get dragged away? Her passing that terrifying roar was probably the worst thing. Oh, actually, and there's one thing I could do with Shikieki. She has Orator of Death. She'll just spend her action to give everyone plus 2 insanity. So 2 insanity, 2 insanity, 2 insanity, 2 insanity. I'll keep them going. So I'm thinking, how do I want to do this? Yeah, I'll just let it happen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She's going to get knocked down and take damage. It's only going to do 1, thankfully. But it's to the head, which is not great. Alright. And then it goes to Renezuki, who's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's it. Actually, 5. Alright, that was not a very good round. But our entire formation got just blown apart by Terrifying Roar, so it is what it is. Alright, next card. Lick Wounds. If the monster has no wounds in the stack, discard Lick Wounds and draw an AI card. Alright. Power Swat. Closest threat facing, closest threat in field of view. Alright. Thankfully, she is not a threat because she is knocked down, so it's going to go this way. Closest threat. 5, 7. Yeah, so Renezuki. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's going to make 1 attack. It is. Oh, actually, also it was hitting on 5s on earlier with the basic attack. I forgot everyone has evasion. Anyway, it's 2 accuracy, 1 attack. That's why I only rolled once. He's in tall grass, which brings it up to 4, and then he has plus 1 evasion because of survival of the fittest. So it's a miss, which is good because it would have done 3 damage just by itself and a knockback, and he can't dodge because he's got the hemorrhaging going on. All right, next it's our turn. She got knocked down on her turn, so she can get back up. At this point, she's not going to be able to get anywhere. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and send Renezuki up this way, and he's going to take a look at the bug patch. 9, that's going to get us a vermin resource. Get to use the vermin deck. Alright, crab spiders. You can archive this and gain 3 survival. So technically, every time you get resources, it goes to the person that gets it, and then once it gets to settlement storage, it just goes to settlement storage. So right now this is in Renezuki's possession, and if he wants to, he can eat it to gain 3 survival, but it wouldn't do anything for him because of his injury. But that takes care of that. But yeah, as you see, 4+ random vermin resource archive terrain. So that takes care of the terrain there. That's kind of the main thing I wanted to take care of, is get that resource. And it's an extra hide, and we need hide. We need so much hide. Alright, that takes care of Renezuki. Next, I'm going to go ahead and have Shikieki go around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, actually, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and have Lily Black take a shot. She's just going to fire her arrow and get that over with. So this is going to use up the clawhead arrow. If it misses, it misses. There's not anything I can really do about it unless I want to reroll. 1d10. She has 2 accuracy, so she hits on 4s. I was hoping to get up, and technically this is not a... let me read that real quick. Ranged weapons. So it specifically says weapons, so the arrow itself doesn't actually get the accuracy bonus from the, or the extra range. Yeah, arrows are weird. They have kind of their own rules. Anyway, 1d10. All right, I hit. That means it does get the -1 evasion token. Which one's evasion? It's that one. One way to find out actually. Evasion looks like that, which is actually that one. All right. So -1 evasion. So now we have an easier time hitting. Essentially, -1 evasion on the monsters is equivalent of having +1 accuracy on everybody. I do need to reveal top card though, because it was a hit. Beast Chest. Okay. And failure is going to make it run off, which is fine. So 1d10. Lily Black has 1 strength, so that brings it to +1. And then the arrow itself is 6. Alright, that is a wound, our first wound. And then, boop. Alright, and that was it for her. She can't, technically she can't move. Again, I'll have to check some rules about the arrows, but I'm going to go off the fact that I'm using a cumbersome bow. Because technically I'm not activating the bow, I'm activating the arrow. It's kind of weird. Let me check it. Okay, they are separate items. They do not inherit the keywords of the bow. So that arrow, not only is it powerful and does a debuff, I can shoot and move with it. So, good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's her movement. The other thing to note is arrows are not weapons, and they are also not bows, which means they don't give you any proficiency. So technically, even though I've done a wound, I haven't done it with the bow yet, so it wouldn't be able to give me any proficiency. All right, so all that's been taken care of. Did our first wound. Let's go ahead and get this going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shikiaki, I believe you have the counterweight axe. You do. All right, accuracy 6. Accuracy 6 brings it down to 5 because of blind spot. Oh, actually, she doesn't have. Let me check it. Sorry, there's so many weird edge cases I'm hitting right now. 1 second. Okay, yes, I can attack while the monster's on the obstacle. Other thing I found out while just looking through the FAQ, the line of sight requirement for ranged weapons is for ranged weapons and not for melee weapons. So technically, even if there's an obstacle, 1 square wide obstacle between you and and the monster, and you're using a reach weapon that's melee, you can attack through it. That's what the FAQ says. That's kind of neat. So let's go ahead and roll. So 2d10. Its accuracy was 6, 5 because of blind spot, 4 because of the evasion token, or the negative evasion token. All right, 2 hits. 1, 2. All right, we got the ribs and the neck. I will go for. I'll go for the ribs first, because might as well. So roll 1d10 plus 1 from her strength. Yeah, she only has regular strength. And then plus 4 for the axe. Okay, that is a wound. It's toughness 8, by the way. Alright, so wound, she doesn't have 3 understanding. She has 3 courage, but not understanding. Alright, and then the next one is the neck. Alright, another wound to the neck. Nothing else. Alright. Okay, she got her wounds in. Next, it's going to... I got Renezuki still, so... Do I have Renezuki still? No, I moved him. So he moved up. Sorry, I'm just going over what happened. Terrifying Roar happened. He moved up. Dashed that way. Power Swat. Then moved. And right now Power Swat's on top. Okay, so yeah, he's already moved and done his stuff. So the only person that's left is Hatate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not the best position, but she's going to go ahead and make her attack. She's using guitars that have paired. So let's go ahead and take a look at them. So 2 speed, add them together. That's 3 speed. She has -1 speed because of a broken rib. So she's going to roll 3d10, and it's going to hit on 7s. Hatate has no accuracy, so it's going to hit on 6s because of the token. And all of them missed. All attacks missed, and that is it. I'm not going to do any surges. I'm going to go to monster turn now. Also, I haven't been keeping track of the monster controller. I apologize. It was Lily Black for the Power Swat, and now it's going to be Renezuki. I'm always going to forget about the priority token. Or not priority, the monster controller. It's just going to be something that's going to happen. Alright, so next AI card. Size Up. Random threat in field of view. Everyone's technically in field of view. Yep. So I'll roll 1d4. 1 is Renezuki, 2 is Hatate, 3 is Shikiyeki, and 4 is Lily Black. Okay, Shikiyeki. We'll go ahead and roll 1d10. I'm not going to interrupt. What's the requirement? Okay, 1 brain damage and then knockdown. So Shikiyeki will go down to 1 insanity left. And then be knocked down. Okay. Goes to our turn now. I'm going to have Hatate spend a survival point to encourage to get Shikiyeki up. And then I'm going to roll 1d10 because she has the full rawhide set. She gets the point back. Alright. And just to check a few things. Innovations, language. Once per round, if standing, spend 1 survival, blah, 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 blah. So it doesn't say I have to do it during my action or anything like that. So should be good. So she is standing now. I'm going to go ahead and get Shikiyeki out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. She gets her 2 attacks. This time hitting on just 5s. Perfect hit and regular hits. She's not connected right now, so she doesn't get the automatic wound. Tail and heal. We'll go tail, the heal first. Okay, wound. And then the tail. That's another wound. Alright, well, good news is we kind of got through all of that. This is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Luckily, no one runs in the way. The reason why it triggered is it's a reflex, and so it doesn't actually... It triggers unless you crit. There's a few other ways you can negate it, but that's the general one. Actually, before it dashes away, I'm going to go ahead and have Hatate spend a survival point. I'll go ahead and roll to see if she keeps it. She does. She's going to surge and make her attacks now. This is going to be 3d10. Hits on 5s now. 7 base, 6 because of token, 5 because of blind spot. Alright, 3 hits, 1 perfect. 1, 2, 3. So just to make sure, between actions, at specific points during survivor attacks. Let me make sure I can do the survival action. Okay, got the confirmation. Luckily, it's in its own little section. So during survivor attacks, there are two specific opportunities for attackers to interrupt and perform survival actions. After the attacker rolls to wound, but before a monster resolves its reaction. If a hit location does not have a reaction, there is no opportunity for survivors to act. And then there's, of course, any time they crit. So, Okay, so that's good. That's all correct then. So the tail does have a reaction, so it's before it triggers, blah, 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 blah. But we get to do all this then. I'm going to go for the... Of course, we have to resolve all of these individually as well. I'm going to go for the soft belly first. So it's going to be 1d10. Hitate has +1 strength, so it's going to be 3 from the guitar and 1 from her strength, so 1d10 plus 4. It's also deadly, but that didn't matter. Okay, 1 wound. That takes care of soft belly. Next is fuzzy growing. Okay, that's a wound to the groin, and then the paw. It loads for a second, like, oh, I'm going to screw you this time, and it definitely did. So this is going to get nasty, because what's going to do is it's going to turn around, and I'm trying to think if there's anything I could possibly do right now. There's one thing I can do. I'm going to have Renezuki Surge. He can't use the rifle actions. And Lily Black has already used her arrow, so she can't do it. She can throw a Founding Stone. Shikieki could surge. But she's technically attacking still, so she can't do it. So yeah, it's going to turn around and do a basic action. It's with paw, so it's going to be +2 damage. It's going to be pretty nasty. So 2d10. Only 1 hit. It was 2. 3 because of her evasion, 4 because of her armor evasion. So yeah, 1 hit. Could have been a lot worse. She can't dodge because she's attacking. So it's going to do 4 damage to the chest. 3 because the base damage is 1. Goes up to 3 because of the paw reaction, and 4 because of the damage token. So Hitate is going to take 4 damage straight to the body and get knocked down. And then we resolve the tail, which is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, drag her, and do another damage to the legs. And the good news is I know there's no cards left that target specifically knockdown people, so she's at least somewhat safe right now. But yeah, not the best situation. All right, Lily Black is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then spend an action to get on top of this. Shikieki is done with all of her stuff, and then I'm going to have Renezuki go in and make his attacks. Renezuki... Alright, he makes 2 attacks. Axes are 6. Yeah, he's using just a regular bone axe. So 2d10. 5 because of his accuracy. 4 because of blind spot. 3 because of the token. So 1 hit. Because it hits on 3s. Alright, fleshy gut. Alright, let's see if he can do it. It's going to be 1d10 plus 3, and then plus another 2 because of his strength, because he has +2 strength. So 1d10 plus 5. Thinking of, every time it lags for that roll, it makes me think it's going to be a low one. But that is a wound. So top card goes away. He also has fulfilled his requirement for proficiency. So that was really the main reason I did it. And then the last thing, that is pretty much it for my actions. It's now going to be the monster's turn. I'm really glad I upgraded armor, because that would have been a severe injury to the chest if I hadn't. Alright, so there's 1 card left. It's Terrifying Roar, which is really, really bad. Yeah, this is going to be bad. Alright. So 1d10 per target. We'll just go in order. Well, in an order. And it doesn't face any direction, so it's just at the moment. So let's go 1d10. Hatate first. Hatate has 5 courage, so it doesn't do anything to her. Next is Renezuki. Renezuki has 3 courage, so he's going to take a brain damage and then go flying backwards. This is an obstacle in the way, so he's just going to stop there. And then, thankfully, it doesn't technically run into her, because that would have been annoying. Let me check one more thing. Okay, he does suffer collision, though, which means he gets knocked down when he hits impassable terrain. Alright, and then we need to roll for... I'm going to roll for Lily Black next. Okay, that doesn't breach her courage, and then last is Shikiaki. Which, Shikiaki... It doesn't hit Shikiaki either. Awesome. Next, it's going to do basic action, targeting the furthest survivor in range, which I think might be Shikiaki. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So I'm going to go after Shikiaki. So roll 2d10. 1 perfect hit, 1 regular hit. And it would do 2 damage to the body. She's just going to dodge. Alright. It goes to our turn. She fell over on her turn, so she'll get back up. Renezuki will still be on the ground. Alright. Goes to us. Lily Black's going to shoot first. So Catgut Bow. The aim effect is when you attack before rolling to hit, you may reduce the speed of the weapon by 1 to gain plus 2 accuracy. No matter how low your speed is, you'll always get 1 attack. Same thing for monsters. So even though another -1 speed would literally reduce the speed to 0, I would still get 1 attack. So, and it's going to get plus 2 accuracy. So she's going to do the aim shot on the cat and see what happens. So 7 base for accuracy goes down to 5 because she's on top of the stone face using a ranged weapon. Goes down to 3 because she is aiming. And then it goes down to 2 because of her accuracy. And then goes down to 1 because of the evasion. Well, actually, sorry. Let me do that again. So 7 goes down to 5 because of accuracy, 3 because of stone face, 1 because of aim, and then 0 because of the token. So in essence, I actually don't need to do the aim, but it doesn't matter. She's only going to get 1 shot anyway. So 1d10, anything but a 1. Okay, hits. Okay, Speed Scapular Deltoid. It's going to be 1d10 plus 3 plus the strength of the weapon. Or sorry, 3 plus her strength, so it's going to be 4. Yeah. So 1d10 plus 4. Alright, that is a wound. All is left is enraged. And she also met her requirement for bone proficiency. Bow proficiency, not bone. And then Shikiaki will go ahead and attack. And that wasn't a failure, so yeah. Shikiaki will make her attack. 2 attacks. Hits on 5s. Counterweight, axe, 6, and token. 2 perfect hits. That would have been 2 automatic wounds if it was connected. Okay. Tricep and ear. We'll do ear first because it jumping back won't actually do anything because she has reach. So 1d10 plus 4 plus 1 because of her strength. That's a fail. It's going to jump back 1. Now, if this was out of her range, that would automatically end the other attacks. But she has reach, and she wounds, and that's a kill. Alright, not many resources this time around, but it was a pretty relatively smooth fight besides the terrifying roars. And yeah, that's some good stuff. So let's go ahead and resolve everything. Hatate will level. Shikiaki gets that. Plus that, plus that. She did wound with the bow, finally. And then the wound with the axe. Alright. And then we'll go ahead and I'm going to roll 2d10 for the age event. Alright, got 3. Okay. That's the other side of the spectrum. So 3 is +1 permanent strength for Hatate. So now she has 2 strength. Good stuff. Alright, and then she can also get proficiencies from now on. Alright. Kind of glad I did. I'm kind of glad I brought someone with Orator of Death just to get some insanity, because most of the group didn't actually have any. But yeah, let's go ahead and take care of the rest of the loot. Put that all away for now. So, oop. Sorry, my mouse is always on the fritz. Yeah, we didn't get any crits this time, which kind of sucks. We got a lot of perfect hits, though. Also, we didn't hit any trap cards, which is always nice. Alright. Another claw. Great cat bone. White fur. 2 of them. Monster hide. Monster organ. Wild card. And a love juice. Love juice counts as an organ, but during the settlement phase, you may archive this to do an intimacy, and nominate survivors must be able to consume. So essentially, it's a way to do intimacy without relying on auguries. Alright, so yeah, a lot more hide this time, overall. And we got some lion claws. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to use them for. Weapon-wise, we're good. We're good on weapons. Part of me wants to get started on the white lion set, but I'm also a little concerned about it. But we'll worry about that next time. We'll be going back to the settlement, and we'll have our settlement event, and I believe this will bring us to the Butcher. Yeah, we'll be doing our first Nemesis encounter, which has its own fancy little rules. Overall, as far as being ready for the Butcher, if we don't run into too many of his trap cards, we might be able to just DPS him down before he just wrecks us, but I can't really say for certain. But for right now, I am the Depressed Eroy. This was Kingdom Death Monster with the Sunflower Field. See you guys next time.